Christmas to you all, for it's Friday, and I don't know what has happened in the UK right now, but it is fucking so hot. It's like 26 degrees, and there is sunshine. You can see it. Look at that. You can see it glaring off my face and into my left eye. And look at this. So you guys might get the glorious pleasure of watching me do this, like throughout the show, this kind of face along these lines, as it goes on and on and on. Yeah, Brexit sunshine. We don't need Spain. It's right in my eye. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Oh my God. It's so infuriating, but that's okay. We are a week into the ban. The 7 days have had their bans lifted. They're back in the game. We are week 1 in. 3 weeks remain on our countdown. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Article 13 passed this week. Borderlands 3 was announced. Catch a ride. I can't play Borderlands 3. I can't, man. It brings back too many horrible memories. It brings back too many horrible memories. It really does. Loader, bro. F for Catch a Ride. I bet they bring him back. I bet they PTSD indeed. PTSD from Loader Bro and for Scooter. PTSD all stands there. I don't know, man. Oh, God. But yeah, pretty cool that it's coming back. I'm not really surprised, if I'm being honest with you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, spoilers. You might want to play Tales from the Borderlands. You might want to play Tales from the Borderlands. It has some stuff in there that is canon. I hope I didn't ruin it. Yeah. But, maybe mechanical, Scooter. Who knows? Who knows? But to talk about, I can't see, don't really want to talk about the banning and whatnot here, but lucky for the world, I'm going to be on the Allcraft show tonight at 10 o'clock. I wonder what they want to talk about. What a mystery this all is. What a mystery. I bet they want to talk about Sekiro. Likelihood is they want to talk about Sekiro. It's 11 o'clock my time. Again, I was only like 3-4 weeks ago or something like that. Maybe classic. Yeah, I wonder. I wonder what it could all be about. It's a big old mystery, but it should be good. But anyway, if you're into hard games, get Sekiro. He's very hard. It's exhausting. It's really exhausting. If you play it for a big length of time, that's going to wipe you out. You want something to really put you to sleep after a bit and turn that brain to mush. You go play yourself some Sekiro. You're going to have a good old time getting through that. But you'll feel really good after you do it. You will. Just, yeah, be careful. Be careful. It's a bad game. You heard wrong. You heard wrong. I know there's a lot of complaints that it's too hard. That's what I've seen. I checked that out in between. We finished the stream earlier. I checked it. There are a lot of complaints that the game is too hard, which is understandable, I think, in some ways. Yeah. It could never be too hard. Oh, well, I did all right. I did fine. I mean, I don't know. Get good. Yeah. I mean, that's what I had to do. I just got good and it was fine. It was all good. Right. We're going to have some fun today. I've got a particularly ropey story for you guys, which I know you guys like a lot when it goes a little bit off track. It's been a while since we've been really off track, but we're going to start with something a little light just to cheer us up. And in reference to recent events, we're going to have the Zandalari leveling experience. So I need to turn around when I say this. I haven't actually leveled anything for a really long time. Certainly nothing below 110. Okay? So just bear that in mind. All right, good. I can come back. Excellent. As it turns out, I haven't really done that for a while. Yeah, I did try on stream. I did try leveling a few months back, about 6 months ago. Couldn't get to level 2. It's impossible. It's impossible to reach level 2. It's too hard, man. It's too hard. I don't know how anyone could do it. But anyway, with the new Heritage Armor finally released, our lovely launch feature of BFA is here. Many people do like the Heritage Armor. I don't even know what it looks like because you know me by now. Zandalari. Let's have a look. Let's remind ourselves. Heritage Armor. Heritage Armor. What does it look like? Oh. It's It's okay. I'm trying to bring up a nice big one for you, but all we've got is a dressing room. Meh. It's okay. It's good. It's alright. Is it worth leveling for? Some people think so. So they're going to do that. They're going to do that. Yeah, it suits them. It's okay. It's fine and dandy. Hello, Preacher. I decided to share with you my anthology. We have an anthology. The Zandalari Leveling Experience. These are going to be multiple, very short little drama stories that basically happened while I was leveling in dungeons, which is how I prefer to level. I don't know how you guys do that. Just spamming dungeons endlessly, like for like 120 levels or whatever. Ugh, that sounds awful. I call it the Zandalari Leveling Experience because I've never seen so many people leveling in low-level dungeons since the latest patch that brought in the new allied races. I've seen all sorts of people, from famed defenders of Dazar'alor title players to the absolute noobiest that have just started the game. And what happens if we should throw these people together into one dungeon? Your thoughts? Your thoughts? What happens if we throw famed defenders of Dazar'alor in with brand noobs? What happens? A shit show, yeah. Wrong word, though. Toxicity, yeah? Toxicity. Now, maybe I have just been unlucky. But I have never in my life seen so much drama during low-level dungeons than in these past 2 weeks. Individually, these stories would be a bit short, so I brought you the entire collection. Let's enjoy. Anybody want to pick a dungeon where real drama happens? I personally race-changed a character to Zandalari, so I decided to level my long-neglected Blood Elf female rogue. What? Why? What? You're not even leveling a Zandalari? You were going to level anyway. So instead of getting the heritage armor, you decided instead to level a Blood Elf rogue. Okay. I think it was around level 25 when I logged in, and after a couple of dungeons, I noticed that queue times for deeps was really short. The fun started when I entered the Scarlet Halls. It's called it Scarlet Monastery in my day. Since you can't one-shot bosses anymore, you actually get to see boss mechanics, which does sound good, in low-level dungeons. And Arms Master Harlan shows them what do. Shows them what do. Yeah. I couldn't decide whether to cry or laugh every time I got to that boss and wiped, because when he started to spin to win, people had no fucking clue what to do. I mean, it's spinning with an axe. What more information do you need? Would you literally stand in a buzzsaw and be like, what should I do? I don't get it. Anyway. And those guys would get taken for a deadly ride. But the first drama that happened was in the first wing of Moradon. Started out normal. Everyone did their role. We get to the first boss, which is a Gobbo boss. And this is where you can jump down, but it leads to just more trash. I don't know how, but our resto shaman fell down. And somebody at the same time pulled the boss. Now, the paladin tank didn't realise that the goblin was a boss. And he had made a habit throughout the dungeon of anything he didn't immediately have aggro on, he would just let them be and hit other people. So he didn't taunt it off the hunter, who was killed by the boss. And when we were trying to sort things out, the shaman, trying to run back, pulled all the trash with him. And it led to one of those beautiful wipes. The hunter then began to rage, of course. You fucking idiot! Why are you taunting, mate? To which the paladin replied, Good Sir Hunter, I can't taunt because we're not getting heals. The healer said nothing. The paladin tank then declared to the group, Our healer is trolling us. That's what's happening here. and began the vote kick. Not me, mate. It's him, mate. Him, mate. Who do you want to wait for? You want to wait for a tank or you want to wait for a healer? Hey, ask yourself. Ask yourself. He's a troll, mate. I can't taunt when I've not been healed, mate. Can't even press the button. Grayed out in that fucking troll he is. Before I could even press anything, the vote went through. And we carried on as if nothing happened and finished the dungeon. But I still think of that poor shaman who made one little mistake. We then moved on to the west wing of Dire Maul. The one with Imul Thar in it. The dungeon's barely started when our Disc Priest has decided to attack the neutral quest giver NPC. DPS healer, mate. DPS healer. Gotta do it, mate. Saw that mob there and I was like, fucking kill that mob, mate. Because then I can heals you, though. Because that's how I work. Diss me, you know. The tank who was stood next to the NPC tried to pick up the quest, started instantly raging. Why in the fuck would you do that, though? The Disc Priest takes a moment to consider what is the appropriate response to such a situation. And then declares, don't know. The tank wasn't picking up the mob. So, the Disc Priest is trying to run out of the dungeon because only he is in combat with it. But then, the Disc Priest stops halfway. The tank's spamming. Run out! Go, dude! Don't stop! As the priest just decided to kill the quest giver. The tank declares in one booming voice, or just be a fucking retard. You complete bellend. As the tank left the group. And then the Disc Priest left as well. And then the rest. And before we had killed a single trash mob, there I stood on my own. Requeuing, I again get into the same dungeon. We had a druid tank and a healer who were friends, a newbie mage and a hunter. Everything went fine until we killed the tree boss. The healer politely asks, table, all caps. No table appears. No response, nothing. Table, all caps. Yet nothing. So we decided to carry on. After this, we seemed to slow down a bit. I didn't understand what was going on. I'm trying to take in what the group's doing, but it's all a bit of a mystery. I, as a rogue who constantly is in stealth, stood in front of the next trash, just waiting for the tank and the healer to come along. Now, the tank and healer, who are both druids, have decided the smart choice here is for them to stealth past all the mobs. Now, I had no problem keeping up with them, but as you can imagine, our poor mage has a little bit of difficulty doing that. He's trying to stick to the walls, but he's not got invis at this point. And even so, it's ridiculous to expect him to be able to get past nearly a whole dungeon. And he pulled trash every time. The hunter was just hanging way back, just watching everything happen and following along. So it made it look as if the mage was ninja pulling constantly as these two were sneaking through the dungeon. I legit couldn't understand what the plan was here. Are we going to combat res people? Are we trying to keep the healer out of stealth? What is the game plan going on here? I don't know. We reached Imul Thar's big room. We were running to the big crystals to kill their elementals, and the poor mage comes in with a big-ass fucking pile of mobs behind him and dies. The tank is displeased. He's not happy. Mage! Mate! Stop always pulling, idiot! Mage didn't say anything. And then I asked, are you going to res him? No. And they were about to carry on. And then after the next reply, I wanted to bang on my head on my desk. I did the biggest face palm ever. As the tank said, not resing him, mate. Doesn't even make a table. This is the strategy. That lack of table at the start is going to lead to our mage getting a ton of repair bills because he didn't table. I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, Why are we going through this? Because of a table. We had wasted so much time trying to stealth through the trash, then having to deal with the ninja poles, all so they could blame him for not putting down a table in Dire Maul. I bet the poor guy didn't even know that his conjure food would put down a table in dungeons because the tooltip doesn't say anything about it. Well, that'll be fixed. Have you tweeted the devs? And on top of this, they kicked him. And then we went on to finish the dungeon. I thought it can't get any worse, but it did. We reached the ogre part of Dire Maul, which I think is the east side. Not sure, but it's pretty overtuned. The ogres hit like a truck. Despite this, everything went pretty smooth and fine up until that last boss, where somebody accidentally pulled 4 ogres and never mentioned that they'd done it, and instead just ran up to the rest of the group. Why communicate? I like it. Why say anything? It's all good. They'll just deal with it when I get up there. Needless to say, ultimate wipeout. Except for me, though. I had Vanish. Easy game. The Shaman anked and we're waiting. The others have released and then running back. And 3 minutes later, the tank is coming running. And he pulls the 4 ogres. I write in chat with caps to the Shaman. Heal tank because we're going to get wrecked, mate. As I wrote this, we all got feared. And indeed wrecked. I had my Vanish back off cooldown, so I just vanished again. But then the healer was pissed. Our healer's angry. You fucking idiots, mate! What are you even doing? He had pulled another mob. I came out of stealth trying to help him, but it was no use. Everyone just piled into these freshly pulled mobs as the Shaman had already died. I had died, and everybody died again. Literally in front of the very last boss. As we were all running back to the healer, he was calling us all sorts of names. Your chat could probably fill in the blanks here, but it's fucking idiots is in there. I wanted to say something back to him, but to be honest, I probably would have reacted the same if I was trying to heal this group. There we were. All at the start of the dungeon again. Running back. And we finally killed the last boss after 2 more wipes. Fun leveling experience. My last dungeon of the day, though, was Stratholme Part 2. Which one's Part 2? Is that Strat Live or Strat Undead? And why aren't you naming it Stratholme, Strat Undead and Strat Live? Mate. Do you even fucking know how to strat? Undead? Who calls it Strat Part 2? Losers. After picking up the quests, I quickly noticed that something wasn't quite right in our little dream world. As we passed the first gate, the tank stopped, paused, and just stood there. He wasn't AFK. Every now and again, he would pull out his map and put it away again. Then pull out the map, put it away again. Pull out the map, put it away again. Just stood there. The other warrior in the group just starts pulling mobs one by one. I'm starting to get annoyed. I ask in chat, can we either wait for the tank to pull or the tank stop being AFK? Pull out the map. Put it away. The lone warrior trying to solo the dungeon dies. And then our tank finally speaks. I am waiting. You will stop, pull. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a hero tank. Oh, yes. A proper hero tank. And you will stop, pull. I thought, great. It's one of these tanks. I really don't like kicking people. Unless they're abusive or AFK or DC'd. But at this point in time, we should have just kicked the warrior. It would have been easier. It would have been the right move. Our healer just left, probably thinking, fuck this shit. And we get to the first boss and the tank says, pull pulls out the map. Closes the map. I am going to make a big deal out of this. Good. I was dying inside. Thankfully, his big deal was that he left after the boss died. Wow. a pretty intense moment for us all, but I think we're going to get through this. We got a new tank straight away who didn't give a fuck, but the story doesn't end there. Our warrior friend just kept pulling. Just kept charging around, smashing into things while the druid tank was tanking stuff. And we ignored it. It was fine. It was easy. Up until the third boss, where him and the tank decided to charge two completely separate big packs, which wiped us. Our new healer asks politely, please, kindly stop pulling. Our warrior returns from the grave, runs, bolt through the streets of Stratholme like the fucking Olympic Games, and charges immediately into a fresh pack. Runs back to us all, dies, kills everyone, and then leaves the dungeon. I was mid-typing, you fucking brainless me warrior, me smash piece of shitbag, but it was too late. He was gone. After this, we carried on peacefully. But the worst part in all of this is that so much agony we had suffered, so much pain we had been through, I couldn't finish the dungeon because we had hit raid time. But the next day, I'm feeling refreshed, I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling powerful. We've reached level 60, ladies and gentlemen. That's Burning Crusade Wrath dungeons. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I remember only one dungeon being painful. The Steam Vault? The Steam Vault? What? At the start, there are Naga trash packs. Some of them move. Fucking, and they say, you know what they say, don't you? That's why BC was hardcore. Some of them are fucking walking in circles, mate. Don't know what's happening. I can't remember which mob, but one of them just had fear. It was kickable, but nobody kicked it in time. Aren't you a rogue? That's your job, motherfucker. Don't write this drama story. You done fucked up. Yeah? You got kick. You got all the stuns, bro. All the stuns. I'll let it slide for now. I'm just saying, your job. We got feared into more trash. And then they feared it as even for more trash. There's nothing better than ping pong fears. I like ping pong fears. And we got feared even further until we pulled everything possible and died. We wiped 6 times in a row. 6 times in the Steam Vault first room. Oh, that's crispy. After wiping 6 times in a row, the rest of the group decided that it must have been the tank's fault for making us get feared. So they vote kicked him. This is tank's fault, mate. Mate, just because you is all feared and that, you should be tanking this. You fucking noob. You is noob, you, mate. You is bad at this game. Nothing to do with any of us. Yeah, we can't. No, we can't interrupt. I'm a rogue, for fuck's sake. I'm a shaman. I'm a hunter. I'm every single class in the game. Can't interrupt shit. It's your fault, stupid tank. I pressed no on the vote. Because it was the missing interrupts fault that what the kick went through. What annoyed me most, though, that we were in front of the first boss at that point. We had dealt with the Naga, and the poor tank did get kicked. And obviously, after these packs, the run went smoothly. Now, the 3 people will think the run continued smooth because they kicked that tank. So in their minds, they made the right choice. But I know. Your stream knows. It had nothing to do with that. We had just got past the hard part. At the end of the day, I reached level 80 on my rogue. Between 60 and 80, very little toxicity. As below level 60. But to my surprise, this is where I will end my little story. If I see bullshit happening in Kata, Mop, Wad, or Legion, I will maybe send you a part 2. But I doubt it. as most people seem to have stopped by this point. It's like a tower that's just dropping people off as it goes further and further. Like, who can make that push? Who can make that push through to the top? Who can reach it as people just drop away and just get filtered out of this leveling process? Thanks to listening to my compilation of Little Dungeon Stories, and I hope you all enjoyed. We did. We did. Nothing like some good newbies. Okay. Thank you, Timmy. Okay. Okay. The real dog boy. The real dog boy. Now, he's not giving me any names. Well, there's gonna be one. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, Trico. All right. I hope all is well to you, Mike and the gang. You're the gang. Hey, guys, you're the gang. I'm coming to you from hashtag Team USA, but I originate from Team Greece. And I play WoW with my, but of course you do, you Netcafe pleb. We know what goes on in Greece. Who is on a team you don't hear from often, Team Albania. I've been an on and off fan of your channel for a few years. I usually only come back to your channel before I renew my WoW subscription, of which I've been playing since 2 days before the release of the Burning Crusade, and I don't think that I will ever really stop. WoW is involved in this story a bit, but it's a bit minor. When I was leaving 8th grade, 9th year for you, year 9. Which one's year 9? 13? 8th grade into the 10th year. Yeah, year 9 is like 13, 14, right? I was a gangling weirdo with no social skills. And I was chubby as hell. Fuck off. You can't be gangly and chubby. That's not how it works. Gangly's like Stephen Merchant. He's gangly. You can't be gangly and chubby. That's just big. We just call that big. And I did not ever have a girlfriend. F's. Big F's. Or a stable group of friends. I was excited because 9th grade, which is the transition year between the middle school building to the high school building. Don't you guys get to leave to a different school between, like, baby school and high school? That sucks, man. It was a chance for me to turn my social life around. Oh, it's like a new WoW expansion. This time it's going to be different. This time I'm going to be cool. This time it's going to be all about me. And I hoped I would become popular in some way. I don't care which way, but some way. Before I get into the meaty details of the story, I will say that my high school experience was quite dramatic, and I had definitely achieved some modicum of popularity and dicked around too much for my own good. My first girlfriend had a boyfriend that constantly promised to leave him for me in my 10th grade year. It's not a girlfriend, bro. That's a girl you fucking... That's what that is. It's not a girlfriend. If your girlfriend has a boyfriend that she has to leave to be with you, that's not a girlfriend. Spoilers, it's not a girlfriend. That son is a fuck buddy. I am sure that story will become a topic of hilarity should you wish to read it. I can write it for you if you want. I'm pretty sure I know how that story goes. I've heard it before. It culminates in me bitching out of having sexual relations. Sexual relations? Nobody says sexual relations. Literally no one. Not even teachers when they're teaching about sex. Say sexual relations. Where did you read that? Did you read that in a Victorian handbook? Something about a giant brand new device called a bicycle with one giant wheel? You mean fucking, son? You mean fucking is what you mean, right? Just saying. All right. It culminates. Wait a minute. How can this girl be? What? Hang on a minute. Let's read the end of the line and then we'll review. It culminates in me bitching out of having sexual relations with her in our band's practice room. Okay. So you're in band. Your girlfriend. I'm doing air emotes if you're listening to this on the side. Air quotes. Is somebody you don't have sex with and has a boyfriend. That's just a friend. I'm pretty sure your girlfriend's just a friend who is a girl. Pretty sure. It's just somebody you... I think this is just somebody you know in band. Right? She keeps getting demoted. Anyway, by the time I had reached my 11th grade year, we're only teasing, don't get upset, I stopped giving a fuck. YOLO! I just wanted to make people laugh, have some bants, have a good time, to the point that during my civics class, where we learned about the intricacies of politics, I played WoW all class during WOD. Bad timing. YOLO. Playing Warlords of Draenor in class. I decided to dedicate myself to Warlords of Draenor instead of school. Oh, sweet Jesus. I even did a few bosses during some people's progression raids in my 1 hour period of civics. Needless to say, this would somehow come back to prevent me from getting Junior Prom King. Instead, Junior Prom King went to the man who inspires this story. Trico. Now, okay, here we go. Remember that transitionary period where I said I was going to reinvent myself, all right? We've taken a look in the mirror. We're going to do things. We're going to create a gap between our eyebrows. That seems to be very much in fashion. We're going to allow our face to grow hair, but only a little bit. We're going to take out all the hair that's growing out of our ears, and we're going to have a shower. It's going to be poggers. I had become renowned amongst the nerds as one of the best singers in school. No easy feat. And I had become a person who plays the sports. But I still did not know how to shut up, and my mouth got me in trouble, or made me look weird more than not. I can't imagine that. There's no way somebody who says sexual relations would say something silly. That doesn't make sense. At that time, a guy named Trico had been hanging out with his friends over summer break. He was excited to become the most important player in our school's American football defensive line. He was a massive man, I tells you. He was 18 feet if he was an inch. He was playing Truth or Dare with his friends, all of whom were miscreants of some kind, and would crank call me every other week when they were high. Got him. Want to get high and call Arthur? They were having fun. One boy had run into a tree and broke his nose for a dare. I hate having kids now. You realize this puts me off as a father, right? You understand that when you tell me this shit? It really does put me off as a father. Another had stripped down to his underwear and streaked across the neighborhood. That's all right. Just common dumb boy stuff. No biggie. Well, then the boys were playing with Trico's... We need a name for the dog. We need a name. Who wants to be the dog? I don't want to put the Patreons in as the dog. Ragnar? Alright, Ragnar's the dog. But then the boys were playing with Trico's Ragnar, a beautiful dog who definitely did not deserve what happened to it. The boys dared Trico to touch its butt with his dick. I mean... Don't do that. Just don't do it. I take it back. And Trico, for some unknown reason, though some say he was very much egged on to do it, complied. The rumour, of course, was that he had lost his virginity to that dog on that summer vacation. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, wow, this story's escalating. You know what we're going to tell people, don't you? You know what we're going to tell people. We're going to tell them you fucked that dog. Well, you're going to have to move school now. Trico. You're going to have to move school now. Oh, no. That's right. They told everybody. They told everybody at our school. Trico had been given his nickname. He was now Dog Boy. He didn't fuck the dog. I want to be clear on something. He never put it in. Right? I want to be clear on something. No. Okay? Look. Not. Alright? I said he touched it. But the problem is, so we're all clear, that's not the story the Darers are telling. Are we clear? It was an accident. Yeah. It's not the story that the Darers are telling all the people. The story is Trico fucked a dog. Dog Boy. But I don't know. You guys who want it to go in, you can imagine whatever you want. There seems to be quite a lot of people who are like, pretty sure it went in. Oh, yeah. Easy, too. Real easy. Yeah. But you know what the problem was? I do know what the problem was. Sure, there was shame. But what bothered me the most... If anybody can ever guess what bothers the author the most about the Dog Boy... His popularity did not change at all. He was not a bad guy, so it's not too bad. He was always quite nice to me, actually. So I'm not necessarily too shocked by it. What did shock me, though, is that people liked him a lot more than they liked me. I'm lower on the totem pole than the dog fucker. Okay, I can kind of see that why that would be annoying. I am less popular than dog fucker. Shit, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, that would be kind of depressing. But he fucked a dog. Yeah, but he's pretty funny though, right? And plus he kind of owned it. He says he didn't do it. He says it was just a laugh with the lads. I don't know. Even if he did do it, he's alright, him. I like dog fucker. Yeah, he's alright. You're a bit of a twat. He's alright. I like him. He doesn't smell a dog or nothing. Just saying. He doesn't even smell a dog. I smelled his breath. Doesn't smell a dog. He's alright. Keeps it clean. It's good. I got shit for fighting my best friend during middle school. Till I graduated and went off to college. This guy got shit for the dog through a nickname, but he never had to worry about his popularity slipping away. Who cares so much about popularity? I was so confused as to why he got to keep his popularity. How do you measure your popularity? Is this like levels? I don't get it. Is it like an item level thing? Is it gear score? What's your popularity score? Can anyone reel off that? Do you have popularity.io? Is that what happens? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Lambo. How do you do that? Rep grinding? Yeah, is he exalted or what? I don't get it. Like, how do you measure this? My confusion over this continued for years. For years, he was bothered by Dog Boy. For years, it made no sense. All the way up until prom. Like I had said, I had become popular amongst the nerds and the music students due to my character and skills. The singing and the mouth. Okay. So when ballots came around to nominate prom king and queen, I was surprised to see my name on the list. I also saw the names of the prom queens. Exclamation mark, by the way. It's not a Tinder date. You don't get to fuck them. I hope, at least I don't think so. We don't have prom over here. But I'm pretty sure whoever's voted king and queen don't get to fuck. Oh, it's not part of the process, right? In all the movies, it's a couple, right? Getting laid. It is. Yes, they must. Does everybody watch on the stage? Because in the films, they just go on the stage and you get a shitty plastic crown or whatever. And then is there like an orgy or what? It's tradition. All right, I'll take your word for it. Okay. I was surprised to see mine on the list. I also saw the names of the prom queens. Exclamation mark. Let's not forget that. And there was a beautiful girl from Norway named Fobok. Sounds Norwegian to me. Let's put Fobok in. Yeah. I bet Fobok banks Dog Boy. Fobok and Dog Boy. What a team. What a team. Fucking Norway. She was tall, blonde, sweet as a peach. Oh, I don't like that. Easily the hottest girl in school. Sweet as a peach. And she, with good reason. Oh my God, it sounds like you're going to vote for the... Fucking cringe. With good reason! Exclamation mark. Listen to this. I'm about to sell you on Fobok. Fobok was an amazing person. She deserved credit where credit was due! Exclamation mark. I definitely believe her nomination as prom queen was deserving! Exclamation mark. Whoop-dee-doo. Fucking Fobok, son. Somebody has a crush on Fobok. I also thought if I were to... Oh, here we go. Here it is, boys. I also thought if I were to win prom king, she would be my prom queen. I think this is not unreasonable! Exclamation mark. The other two prom queen nominations had boyfriends. Don't want that. Fobok's single, by the way. She's ready to mingle. We're good. One had her boyfriend nominated as well. Classic. The other didn't want the nomination in the first place. It just made sense that was how people would vote come prom. And I liked the possibility. She's a shoo-in. So our boy has to win prom king. In the lead up to prom, we had school pride week. Okay. During that week, my graduating class had participated in a tug-of-war competition. Trico, Dog Boy, who, as I mentioned, was a mountain of a man if he was a fucking day. A mountain of a man. He led our team. You're on the same team as Dog Boy? Now you're in luck. And you would think that if he was popular enough to get nominated as prom king, people would have forgotten about his nickname and his past. Wrong. Wrong. During the tug of war, at least over 200 students in our class alone chanted Dog Boy as he pulled that rope. Dog Boy, Dog Boy, Dog Boy. Dog Boy, Dog Boy. Nobody had forgotten. Everyone knew, including Fobok, despite being a transfer student who had only been in our school for that year. So at that point I thought, wow, I really do have a chance at winning something. They would never vote for Dog Boy. This is why he played Warlords of Draenor in class, right? This is why we had Warlords of Draenor in class. Of course, I never asked Fobok to prom as my date. Rather, that title went to somebody quickly for prom date. Let's have No Limits Nick. You sound like a good prom date. A sweet girl who I had a crush on. We were both in our school's theatre program, and I thought it would make sense to ask her to prom as a way to segue into maybe going out with her in the future. How do you feel, Nick? With your no limits. I'm going to ask you to prom, Nick. But I want you to know I'm just laying some foundation that if it doesn't work out with this other chick who's there, then maybe you've got a chance, Nick. All right? Maybe. When I'm crowned king, I might be banging her. But there's a chance you'll get in there later. All right? She seemed accepting of the idea and seemed to want to try it. So I got excited. It was time to impress. Oh, shit. All right, he's turning up the heat, boys. Forget Warlords of Draenor. We're going big. We're going Legion big. Here we go. Here we go. I had never looked so handsome, is the opening line. Motherfucker. I had gotten the best tuxedo I could get. I had had my hair styled by the best I could get. My Greek skin was bronzed by the sun. I could not fail. Right? Bosh. The day of the prom had come. Nick had the best dress on. I couldn't help it. I told her how pretty and beautiful, and sometimes I would just look at her and repeat it. Oh, Nick. I must have told Nick 8 times throughout the day how beautiful she looked. But I was being cute about it, so I didn't look weird as far as most people saw. No, Legend of Pi, he's corroborated. He was being cute about it. It wasn't weird, right? It wasn't weird. And then I proceeded. I mean, that's your opinion. And then I proceeded to have one of the most memorable nights of my life. Take a journey and relive it with me. We had danced, had tons of fun with our friends, ate a great meal, and just enjoyed ourselves. I thought that the day could have only been one thing to make it better. If I won the prom king. Ballots were being cast like crazy. A lot of the guys on the dance floor even said they wanted to see me as the king. I got very excited. This was my chance to prove that I was actually able to do something good in a social setting. And then we sat there. We all hushed up in silence. Ladies first. Phobok wins. Phobok is declared our prom queen. She gets a crown, a sash, confetti. Everybody cheers. And now it's time for the king. The drum roll started and everyone was quiet. Trico wins. All of the football players and Phobok and eventually the whole building chanted Dog Boy as he was crowned. Phobok is well into it. Dog Boy, Dog Boy. I wasn't too bummed about losing. Oh, don't lie to us. Don't lie to us. You lost to Dog Boy. Fucked a dog. And you lost. But goddamn. How the hell did he win this with that hanging over his head? How do you achieve such fame at our school? Not only that, but in the moment, Phobok made out with Dog Boy. We found out later that night that they had sex. It was her virginity, but it wasn't his. Once the news broke, Dog Boy chant changed. It was now doggy style. He's upgraded. Yes, dude. Level 2. Doggy style. Yes. People would call him Doggy Style or chant Doggy Style whenever he passed in the hallways. Jesus Christ, he had turned it into a plus. I was still dumbfounded. Apparently, a lot of guys did vote for me. But as I found out, it was the female vote I lost. Oh, no. Oh, no. The guys wanted it, but the girls said no. The girls want doggy style, and they want it. Apparently, my exploits of playing WoW at school were common knowledge, and the girls thought that I was a mega geek. There apparently were rumors of me ERPing online with undead female characters. And the stories they told for people who didn't understand World of Warcraft were pretty crazy. Oh, they think you're into necrophilia. That's not going to play well with the girls. As you can see, the girls are okay with a bit of dog on guy action, but not corpses. Like, corpses aren't going to get it done. Not corpses. I did main a female undead rogue for the combat animations, and the undead in general were cool. I also mained a male human paladin, so where's the stories about that? It was a big game of telephone. It went from me playing WoW during class to being necrophilia. I was shocked when I found out. Thankfully, people did realize it was a rumor, but it was the craziest rumor I'd ever heard. They would tell me stories about me sleeping next to coffins. This is well good. It got to the point that a teacher had called me after class to ask about my unsavory interests and if I was doing okay at home. But Dog Boy, though, I had to explain to her that I just played a game called WoW. I had no interest in the dead. That's fucking amazing. The boys, who the majority of knew what World of Warcraft was just a game and in no way ERP'd an undead character, much less at all, looked around it and thought it was funny. But aside from 2 girls I knew that played WoW, they all voted for Dog Boy over me. You might remember No Limits Nick, my prom date. It turned out, oh my god, she was not the nicest of people. She was very catty. Would talk behind people's backs. And because of this, I heard through the grapevine her making fun of me for calling her pretty so much. Well, you did say it a lot. I mean, you told us it was 8 times, which, I mean, you probably downplayed it, so it must have been like 30 times at least, right? It's got to have been like 30 times. And she wasn't being playful either. I got called a loser, creepy. Is it? Are you writing this now? Is this live? And too hopeful. Needless to say, it made me quite sad. That's you lot, that. That's you lot. You did this. But then I got over her. So I didn't really win. I got a big blow during my 11th grade year. 12th for you. And my final year was a huge PR push to put myself back in the good graces of most people. I ended up beating my partner that year during a conference involving multiple schools, and we have been together for half a decade, that's 5 years, and she's 10 times hotter than Phobok. Or No Limits Nick ever was. Okay. It goes on. Let me read you the whole thing. We've been together for half a decade and she's 10 times hotter than Phobok or Nick ever was. And smarter and funnier and cuter and all around a better person. She sounds awesome. X. Just say it like X. Maybe she's really good. Who knows? You guys are being mean. We laugh to this day about this story in Dog Boy, and we retell it to new people all the time. The story of how a World of Warcraft player was considered even more creepy than a guy with his dick on a dog. The end. I will send you my first girlfriend story another time. Alright, but we want pics of the current girlfriend. Even just me. I won't show it on stream, but I need to confirm. Plus, we need a side-by-side with Phobok and No Limits Nick. We want to judge for ourselves. Alright? We want to judge for ourselves. That's all we're saying. That is all we're saying. Good times. All right, that just brings the end of this Drama Friday. Oh my god. But remember, it's not over for me yet. Despite this being the second stream I've done today, I will be back live with you in how long? 6 hours? In 6 hours, I will be on the Allcraft show with Team Hotted, Team Asmongold, and Team Rich. We will be there. I imagine it's to ask me about the ban. So, there you go. It's 11 p.m. apparently. Let me just check the last update from Mr. Hotted. Oh yeah, America's apparently had daylight savings time already. Noobs, it's not till Sunday. Hello. So it'll be 11 p.m. my time. It's currently 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. now. I will be on the Allcraft show 11 p.m. So 6 hours from now. All right. So there you go. Thank you very much for a wonderful week of Sekiro. It has been amazing. We have overcome some pretty goddamn mighty challenges. And we are at the end of the game, but I will not play it over the weekend. I will save everything for Monday, which means we have the Headless, we have the Demon of Hatred to do, and whatever the final boss is, because I still don't know. So we have all that to do, including the Ghost Warriors as well. So we also have that to do. We've saved them to the end. All right, so we have all that stuff to do on Monday. So we'll probably try and finish the game up on Monday and get it done so we can jump into other things. Other than that, I will see you tonight. And top tier Patreons, if you're in the chat, check the Discord because we're hoping to have a game night tomorrow night. All right, Timothy Top. I will see you then. Bye-bye.